Peace, peace, family. Today, I'm going to try something a little bit different. Last time I did a story called, I just did a little something called Common Sense. So, this is kind of like that, but, it's more like off the top of my head, off the top of my dome, I'm going to try and wing something right now. All right. So, bear in mind, this is fictional, okay? And eventually, hopefully, I could bring it home. So let's see how it is. This is take one only, one take. Okay. All right. So one day I was sitting outside, right, the back of my yard, and I had a guy come over to cut the lawn, right? So we have lawn in the front, lawn at the back, and the grass need cutting. So, I was lazy. I could have done it myself, but I decided, you know what? Let me just this pay this guy, to cut the lawn, right? The neighbor had a farm, and when the lawnmower guy, when he started the lawnmower, right? He started it up, and I was shocked. I stood back and I was like, "Yo, you know, I told the guy what I saw at the neighbor's farm when he started the lawnmower, and the guy, he was like very nice and everything. And, we talked for a while. And then, I explained like, when you did that just now, something happened. And I explained what happened, right? So he cut the lawn, everything. He got paid. He left. Later on, a couple days after that, I started noticing that the neighbor was started acting funny. I was like, why is the neighbor acting funny? He came and he started saying stuff, weird stuff, things like he's trying to low key insult me and all that stuff. And I'm like, why? Where the hate coming from? You know what I mean? Like, why is this hate coming from? But I didn't pay any attention to it. I just let it go, whatever, whatever. Continue for a while, for a period of time. And then eventually I decided that, you know what? I'm a, eventually I left that neighborhood. Long story short, every neighborhood that I've been going to, right, is the same thing. And I'm wondering, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is the every time it's like the community I go to the store, the corner store, this is like three, four, five neighborhoods afterwards that I've moved to, over a period of time. And I even went to like the corner store and people be like whispering stuff. And you know when you could tell like someone is talking about you, but you can't really hear what they're saying. And it got so bad that, you will go to like family cookouts or, hanging around with friends and friends start to act funny too. And I'm like, why is this? And and you could tell that they're talking about you, right? So it gets frustrating during that period of time, man, and you get you frustrated, especially when you see people start distancing themselves, people start acting weird, start acting shady and stuff, start acting funny, and they saying things, they doing things, and then you don't know why is it going on. You're trying to figure it out, and all this time I'm trying to figure it out. I'm talking about over a long period of time. You know, it got so bad that you don't even want to go to work because it's almost the same thing at work. It's like everywhere you go, it's like, why is this going on? What like all this time, and it gets you angry at the time, get you frustrated, get you mad, get you wanna, like riled up sometimes. Sometimes it make me feel sad and like, yo, like what's going on? Like this is crazy, you know? This is crazy. and went on for a period of time, and he trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. And then one day I went to the store, right? And while I was doing my shopping, it's one of them big stores, like one of them big wholesale stores. And someone said, "Oh, look, that's the crazy guy right there." I was like, "The crazy guy? What are you talking about?" I was, they weren't talking to me directly, but they were saying it to someone else, and they were pointing me out. So I decided that, well, at first I was like, okay, maybe these people, they don't know me from. That's the crazy thing. It's usually people sometimes that don't know you, and sometimes it's people that do know you. And in this case, I went to the person and I was like, "Yo, what's your problem? Because I don't know you. What's your problem?" And so the person decided to explain the situation. It was like, "Oh yeah, this person told me something about you, and they say you're crazy." And I'm like, "I'm crazy? Why you? But why are you telling other people that I'm crazy, and you don't even know me? It's the first time seeing each other. You know what I mean?" "Oh, well, because that person said that, and then this person said that." And so I was trying all this time, I'm, keeping an ear out, trying to listen, trying to observe, trying to find out what the issue was, what the root of the problem was. Like, why would, and I've been moved like 6, 7 times already from different neighborhoods, not in this, over a period of time, and not because of that reason. It's just because, I move for my own personal reasons, right? Maybe it's closer to my job in one case, maybe, different reasons. Maybe I didn't like this neighborhood and I moved to that neighborhood, and but it seemed to follow me. The stigma of, and this is all fictional now, people. This is not a true story. Okay. So eventually I spoke to someone that I know, and the person said, "Well, that person said that you're crazy." And then I started to observe that person. I say, "Why is this person saying I'm crazy?" That person told me another person told him. So I'm like running around circles, all confused. I'm like, "What the hell is going on? Like, why is this?" You know? And then eventually it got back to the root of the situation. So the root of the problem really was the first neighborhood that I paid the guy to cut the lawn, right? The guy, that lawnmower guy, told the neighbor who had a farm that I told him that his cow jumped the moon or something like that, right? So I was like, why would I tell the lawnmower guy that I saw the cow jump the moon? And it was like confusing to me at first. And I'm like, the cow jumped the moon. I wouldn't even say something like that. That is crazy. Had me thinking that I'm crazy. But you know what? I didn't say that. So I'm like, but I didn't even say that. So that would be something someone crazy say, right? That would be something like out of a storybook. The cow jumped the moon. Eventually, I'm there thinking, thinking, thinking. I went to sleep and I woke up. I was like, wait, I remember now having that conversation with the guy that cut the lawn that day years ago. And what I did tell him, the guy, was when he started the lawnmower, the cow jumped and said, "Move." So how is it that I said the cow jumped the moon? I said the cow jumped and said, "Move." Right? So eventually, I so happened to see this first neighbor that I had with the farm. and he was still talking stuff, crazy stuff to me, like, I'm crazy. And I was like, what is your problem? Why are you still like angry? What happened? He said, oh, the lawnmower guy told me that the cow jumped the moon. And you said that and you're crazy to even say something like that. My nice cow. My cow doesn't jump moons. My cow doesn't have wing. Any sane person know that. So why you say that? And I was like, no, wait, hold up. Now I know the problem. I found the root of the problem. What I did say to this guy was the cow jumped and said moo. And he was like, that's what you said? I said, yeah. When he started the lawnmower, it started the cow jumped. And when the cow jumped, a weird moo came out. So I thought it was funny. So I said that to the lawnmower guy. Oh, well, my wife don't like you anyway. I'm like, your wife don't like, I don't even know. I've never even, all this time living next door, I've never even seen your wife. Oh, well, yeah, she don't like you. Come to find out, right? What happened was I was living next door. The wife seen me couple times. I've never really paid attention to her. I never really noticed. I didn't even know that she lived next door. I may have seen her drive by or whatever, but I wasn't paying attention. So happened that they got into an argument one day, and the wife told this guy, her husband, the neighbor, that, oh, that's why she had a thing for the next door neighbor, which is me. When she said a thing like, she said it in a way to get him jealous. It's not, I don't know if that's true or not, and I honestly don't care. But, she said it in a way and got this guy pissed. So the husband now, in his rage and in his anger, he know damn well what the lawnmower guy told him, that the cow jumped and said moo. And the lawnmower guy thought it was funny too and told him. However, because he was mad at what his wife told him, he went around start spreading that I'm crazy and I said the cow jumped the moon. So why did I say that? Right? Why I said all this? This is just the moral of the story is obstacles. In life we face different obstacles. And sometimes it gets us frustrated when we can't figure it out, especially if we don't know what the root problem of is of the situation. And these obstacles that come your way, however different shape, form, however it comes, it it causes us to get frustrated, especially when we can't see the way out, when we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But eventually, if we keep working on it, finding the root problem, because you can't fix a problem if you don't know what the problem is. And this is how obstacles are in our lives sometimes. Sometimes instead of crying over the problem, getting angry, getting frustrated, getting all riled up, oh, this and that and this. A lot of times life is not happening to you, but happening for you. And once we start to think on life from that perspective, we start to look at things a lot differently. No matter which way or how the obstacle or the issue or the problem may come our way. Now, it is up to us. And yes, sometimes we do go out of character depending on what the obstacle is, what the issue or the problem is, even if it's at work or school, if you go to school, or if it's at, family events and stuff like that. And bear in mind that sometimes the obstacles can get a little bit carried away, even by other people that you know and people that you don't know. And we tend to get out of character, get all in our emotions and stuff like that, when in actuality, sometimes we just need to step back, relax, try to figure what the problem is, figure it out, and so we're in a better position to fix the problem, knowing what the problem is, as opposed to crying over it, as opposed to getting angry, throwing tantrums and stuff, as opposed to doing a lot of, like out of character things. And we're all human beings, so I do understand, you know, things like that happen to me regularly. But now, I'm learning also how to work with obstacles, instead of letting the obstacle get over on me. I figure out how to work with it or solve it, fix it. If you can't fix it, if you can't fix it, go around it. If you can't go around, you go above. If you can't go above, you go below. There's always a way to go around obstacles, because obstacles weren't placed there to stop you. You stop yourself. When obstacle come in your way, it's up to you to figure your way around. And this is a part of life. This is sometimes we have to, go through this process. And when you really look at it, it helps us to become better people. It builds character, builds strength, builds determination. You know, all we have to do is keep going, figure out what the issue is. And if it's something that we can't solve, figure out how we could work with it. You know what I mean? Now, in that case, I solved the issue because I don't want to work with something like that. I just want to have it resolved. And having it resolved doesn't mean that I had, to get back at this guy for spreading rumors that I'm crazy, right? How I resolve the problem or the issue is just letting it go, and also work on how I respond and react to issues and obstacles that come my way. And believe me, there's always going to be issues and obstacles, some huge, some small, but just keep going. Sometimes we stumble over these obstacles. Pick yourself back up, brush your shoulders off, and keep moving. Okay? So, I don't know if my little story, fictional story, made sense to anyone. I hope it does. But, we should always try to, look at things from different perspective. And that is growth. That is learning. That is becoming better, self growth. Once we start to change our perspective on things, we start to realize that sometimes things is not as bad as it seems, and sometimes things are solvable. Sometimes things is just you need to, or myself need to change the perspective on whatever is happening, and then you'll find yourself better at peace. So overcoming obstacles in life is an ongoing process. Not saying after you pass one obstacle, is not going to be more. There's always different challenges, but these challenges and obstacles build character and strength. So we need that in order to keep moving forward, in order to keep building, in order to keep getting stronger, in order to understand life a little bit more. Okay. So this is my little video today. I tried something different, and please hit the like button, the share, and subscribe. If not, if not, thanks for watching anyway. Okay? Peace and love.